Hello friends, welcome to my channel IT Career. So today we are going to discuss about snapshots, and we are going to see the difference between snapshots, images and machine images. So in the last lectures we have learned about machine images, we added a disk and we talked about images. So now what are snapshots? Snapshots are copies of the data of a persistent disk, right? You use snapshot to save data on a disk so you can restore it, and this is a convenient way to make multiple persistent disk with the same data. All right, so it means it is just it is nothing but it is just backing up your data from the persistent disk. Now it can be your C drive or E drive or D drive, any other drive. Okay, so it is just restoring. So now how it is different from images? So I would say they are both almost same. However, images are, whenever we talk about image, they are talk about, like operating system. Whenever you are taking an operating system, and from the admin perspective, you are considering the operating system restoration into multiple machine, like 1,000 machine you have, 100 machine you have, and with the configuration of the operating system. However, it is not recommended for the data, okay, like your custom data or any production data. Snapshots are the data you are copying into your different drives or persistent disks. So because we are now going through all Windows virtual machines, so we are only talking about disk, okay, whenever we are referring to the term disk. However, whenever it is a Linux environment, that time you have a file system concept, right? So they both are same. Actually, from the cloud perspective, they are called persistent disk. All right, so they're saying it is one way is you use snapshot to save data on the disk, and so that you can restore it. All right, and this is a convenient way to make multiple persistent disk on the same data. So let me go to our blackboard. So this is image we talked about, right? Now we'll talk about snapshot. So you have virtual machine, you have C drive and you have E drive. C drive you have OS as usual, and E drive you have a production data. Okay, maybe your application is installed here, your application. Okay, and you have production data. Now every day you have a requirement to take backup, so that during any disruption, any disaster recovery, you can restore it back. Okay, you can restore it back. So snapshots are nothing but you backing up your data. So you in the Google Cloud, you can take a snapshot of your persistent, like an E drive. You can take your C drive as well. Okay, so these are nothing but backups and restored. And these backups are like, first time, in the first attempt it will take 100%, okay, full backup. Okay, and from the second time it will take the changes after this one. Okay, so it is called delta backups. Okay, which is full incremental backups. Okay, so what is the, I mentioned it before, what is the benefit of that one? So that it will save what? It will save the time to backup, and it will save space. All right, because this is 100%, right? First attempt, so it is maybe 50 gigabyte, 50 GB. Next one, the changes, maybe it will be 2 GB, like that. All right, so that's the benefit. Now let's get back to our theoretical. So when you create a snapshot, GCP will make a full copy of the data in a persistence disk I just mentioned. Next time you create a snapshot from the disk, GCP will copy only the data that has changed since the last snapshot. This is optimized storage and keeping the snapshot up to date with the data that was on the disk last time of the snapshot operation occurred. All right, we just mentioned in our blackboard. If you are running database or other application that may buffer data into memory before writing to the disk, be sure to flush the disk buffer before you create a snapshot. Otherwise, data in the memory should be written to the disk on the will be lost. This way, to flush the disk buffer will vary by application. For example, MySQL has flush statement. So what is saying? I mentioned it in my previous lecture, but still I'm mentioning. So in your VM, suppose this is your VM, right? You have memory. Let me take a different color. Memory, all right, and you have disk. Okay, you have disk. So now memory is for calculation, right? Your compute, and what you do, before all memory related, I mean whatever calculation done, it will write to the disk, right? It will go to the disk ultimately. So now snapshots are taken from the disk, right? So this is E drive, you're taking E drive. So the thing, suppose these changes, the changes you have, these are the changes, they are in the memory, they did not go into this disk yet, so they are in the transit. So make sure before the snapshot you should flash, you should flash the memory, okay, so that you know everything in the memory will go to the drive and you can get a consistent data snapshot. All right, in MySQL they have a flash statement to flash the things. Create snapshot is to periodically backup data your zonal persistent disk and regional persistent. So you have zonal persistent and regional. I mean, it is saying to create periodical snapshot. You can create snapshot from disk even while they are attached to a running instances. If a disk is attached to a running instance, you can take a snapshot. Snapshots are global resources, so you can use them, restore data to the new disk or instance with the same project. You can also share snapshot across other projects. So they are pretty simple, right? So now let me go back to our console and let's try to make some snapshot. Compute engine, and under compute engine you see we have 3 VMs. In the last lecture we created this virtual machine from the image and we have seen that, and now we are going to create a snapshot. So now snapshot, this screen, snapshots are, okay, there is a description. Snapshots are backups of persistent disk. Remember, whenever you are talking about snapshot, they are the backups of the persistence. And what is image? Images contains operating system, libraries, and other scripts, other data, other configuration. They commonly used to recover, transfer, and make data accessible to other resources in your project. If you want to learn more, click on that. So now under that you have a snapshot, and you have archive snapshot and snapshot schedule, and here in the top you can see create snapshot, and you can create snapshot schedule. You can schedule it like, you know, these are backups, right? So suppose every night 11 p.m. you want to schedule backup, so it will automatically, you don't have to come. See, like if I click on that, it will give a schedule name and description and which region it will store, and then regional, right? Which, okay, in this is schedule location, which which location, region location, which is it will schedule, and which location it will store the backups. And then you have here is a schedule option. You want to daily, you want weekly, monthly. So suppose daily, and start time you are giving anything, okay? So I want very late night, 11 p.m. to 12 a.m., right? and auto delete snapshot after 14. So you are giving okay, so you have snapshot created, right, every night. So you don't want to be it will run for long. I mean it will fill up your all disk space, right? So you want to clean up your old snapshot which you don't need, like okay, 14, 15, whatever number you want to give. You can give like 20 snapshot after 20 days it will delete your old snapshot. Deletion rule: after you delete the disk that uses the schedule, keep snapshot or delete snapshot after 20 days. So whatever you deletion rule, like we have a rule for disk also. With the deletion of the disk, you should delete the snapshot, so you can have it. So I'm just saying delete snapshot older than 20 days, and then you can have add levels to that one, and then yeah, we're done. And I mean this is nothing but application consistency. If the source disk is in use when a snapshot is taken, pending writes may not included, right? I mentioned if they are in the memory, they will not be included. Application consistency uses guest flash or VSS to ensure that pending writes have completed before snapshot taken. So you can have this option enabled so that they will wait for the the get flash and these things to write to the disk, and so that we are not going to into that one. So we are just can create the schedule, but we are not going to schedule anything. We are going to create a snapshot. So for that one we have create snapshot option. So in the create snapshot option, we can say that my first VM Windows snapshot. Why I am giving such a name? So that I can remember for this snapshot is created for what purpose. Okay, I'm just copy paste this one, and now it is asking for a source disk. So if you see that snapshot, it is giving E drive, and we have the virtual machine which is C drive. This is again C drive, and this is E drive, right? And this is again we have the last one C drive. Okay, so snapshots are basically good for for the images. If you remember, I said that it is good for the C drive, where C drive is why is C drive? Generally Windows has C drive, the installation drive, right? It has the operating system generally, right? That's why C drive. So but in the case of snapshot, we can have a E drive, which is your production data. You can just copy the data, and E drive, suppose you have a requirement, you want to build multiple servers with that production data. Okay, suppose let me go back here. So you are building, you have this is production system. Now it has C and it is E, and now it has production data, right? E drive. So now every year you have a quality system, you have a training system. So they also have C and E. So now every year this data, you need that data to be copied from this production, and same here. Okay, so what you do, okay, so that your quality testing will be done on the recent production data. So why you do why you do this? So that your whenever your testers will test in the quality system, so that they get the recent latest and greatest data in the E drive. Okay, so every year you have a requirement to copy the E drive production data here also, and also training system, like your company's new joinees are getting trained, right? So they should get in a production very newly data. So in that case use snapshot. Okay, this is one another way is this is one of the reason. Another reason is just backups. Okay, so that if during any disruption, any disaster recovery, you can restore your backup to your production system, so that your business should run. All right, so I'll just take okay, in this case I'll do one thing. It is ideal for E drive and all all your production, but in this case I'll choose C drive of the my first virtual machine Windows, and I'll create a virtual machine from the snapshot. This is also possible. And snapshot and archive. No, I'm just okay. So what is the difference between these two type? Snapshot best for long run backup and disaster recovery. Okay, as I mentioned just now. Archive snapshot best for cost efficient data replication. So if you choose that, it will be cost efficient, because this will be keeping in the storage where I mean it will be it will take some time to restore, I mean recover, because they will be keeping in the archive storage. All right, and all those things, archive storage and all, we are going to discuss in our storage section, storage lecture. And location, yeah, multi-regional you can choose, and or regional. I'm going with the multi-regional, as I mentioned before, right? Like multi-region in the United States, maybe east side and west side you want to keep it, or regional only one. So I'm going with South Carolina, or anything you want to choose as per your convenience. You can add levels. And then yeah, I mentioned about this one, right? Application consistency. Now I'm going to click on create to create a snapshot. It will take few minutes, because I'm creating from the C drive and it is a 50 gigabyte, so it will take some time. All right, the snapshot is successfully created. Okay, whenever anything any activity happens, you'll get a message here, like when successfully created, successfully stopped, successfully started. Okay, like this message. You can close with this close button, and every activity you do, as I mentioned before, it is recorded in this notification area. You see that whatever you are doing. Okay, now this snapshot is created. Now I want to okay, before going anywhere, just check it. The status is snapshot is ready to use, and this is the snapshot name. It is created in the US East location. Snapshot size is 4.75 gigabyte. I have to pay for this this storage, right? And then manual, and then this is the source VM for source disk, and disk size is actually 5 gigabyte. And then this is architecture of the so now how to create a virtual machine from snapshot. So there are two ways. One, you don't see anything here, right? Create virtual machine. So you should go inside that. It is not like images. In the images you see that there are three dots, and in the dots you can just action create instance. But in the case of snapshot, you don't see any dots, like three dots like this, right? So what you have to do, you have to go inside the virtual machine, and you can create instance from here. Okay, and you have all the detail here, and you can create instance from here, and you can create a disk. Okay, and you can delete the snapshot, and you can edit any attributes you want to change. So create instance from here is an option, and another option is go to virtual machine and just create instance. How you create the virtual machine, and everything you do, whatever you do, how to create an instance, like an instance name and all, and then you choose everything what you want as per your E2 medium, whatever. Okay, and then you choose boot disk. Okay, in the boot disk it is Debian right now, right? Now you go change. And if you remember in our first lecture, when I was creating the virtual machine, I told that I'll show you these options later. Okay, custom public using the public image, right? We created our first virtual machine, right? At that time I mentioned we are going to cover custom image and snapshot, all these things later, and this is the time where I'm going to show you. Now snapshot, because we are in the snapshot lecture. So here you have the snapshot, right? And you choose the snapshot we just created. So my first virtual machine Windows snapshot, this is we just now created, right? Today's date and today's time, you see that. And then you choose what balanced persistence disk you want to choose, or you want to standard percent disk, and then how much space you want, and then you select. Okay, and then you see that if you select, it is taken your snapshot here. Now let me cover another thing, custom images. Okay, I should have shown in my last lecture, if but as I already missed it, so I'm showing it here. So if you have to choose your image. So image is, what is image? Remember my first virtual machine Windows image, this is the one. And same way, so same way you create the. So I'm choosing my snapshot because we already created a virtual machine using the image. So I'm creating another virtual machine, using snapshot. Select, and these are up to us if you want to change, and I'll give the name my first VM Windows snapshot. Okay, and then I choose allow default access HTTPS. Okay, and everything else I'll keep as is, and this is medium, 2 busy view, 4 GB memory is okay. And yep, all right, create button, just create. It will take 2-3 minutes to create it. All right, my VM is created, my first virtual machine Windows from Snapshot. Okay, this is running condition. It's created in use central A, and then it has assigned a internal IP, which is my private IP, and this is my public IP. So let me copy this IP and see whether my IIS, which I installed in my first virtual machine Windows, and web service is installed. So if the virtual machine is running already, then it should, yes, so it is accessible. So what I means that this snapshot is created this virtual machine created from a snapshot, which snapshot was created from this virtual machine, right, C drive. And now I'll do one thing, I'll just log into that one, set password and set, and then I'll copy the password. Okay, it says it will take 10 minutes. It will not take 10 minutes, but I'll wait for a few more minutes. Okay, the password is generated. I'll copy the password, I'll keep it in my notepad, and then I'll try to log into the server. Click on RDP, and then it will pop up this one, download RDP file. Wait for some time, and my RDP file downloaded. Click on that one, and you have to say connect, and you have to say password, and write password and okay, and yes, and it will automatically connect to my new virtual machine. The virtual IP address is ending with 43155. yeah, 43155. I don't know if it is visible or not. Yes, you see that 43155. So yeah, we have the virtual machine created, from the my first virtual machine Windows. I see Google Chrome browser is there, which is I installed in that virtual machine. So everything is perfect. Let me do a quick validation. File Explorer. All right, my PC C drive, see that C drive, and yeah, this file is there. This folder is there, and that this file is available. So everything is perfect, and I see that yeah, we have validated already the IIS, right, installation by executing the public IP, but still I'm showing you here that IIS is installed, and also Google Chrome is also installed. So yeah, if you my suggestion is, if you are planning for operating system clone and all, creation, then always use images, not snapshots. Snapshots are for data, production data or any data from the persistent disk, but images are for operating system and other configurations. All right, one thing I forgot to tell you in my last lecture about images, that we sidetracked and we could not complete it. So you can create an image from disk, right? I shown you already. We can create it from snapshot. Now we have a snapshot. You will see the snapshot will be available here, right? So that's what I came here to show you. Another thing we can create from the image, another image. Okay, so you can have it. I think I shown you this one. So under our, you can use different project also. I can take from different project. All right, and then cloud storage file is something we are going to discuss about. What is cloud storage? It's like another storage kind of thing, like persistent storage, but it's a different concept and all. We are going to discuss about it after we move from the compute engine and all the compute engine, Kubernetes engine. Later we'll touch on the cloud storage things. So you can browse the cloud storage, and you can once you have the thing created, it will pop up. It is nothing but a shared thing, file system. So but it's not a good time to show you. So you can create a bucket now here, like bucket name and all. Let's not go here. It's very pretty easy, but it's a very good chapter. We're going to cover after that, because this is related to storage. Okay, we are now into the compute. So once we're done compute, we're going to cover storage. So we're done with the snapshot chapter, and next thing is you can delete it whenever you want, because all these things, the snapshot images, there you're storing it, right? The disk. Okay, this will cost money to you. Your free account will go away soon, although they are not that expensive, but still it will deduct your money from the free account. So if you don't need, delete it. I'm not going to delete it right now, until I complete the compute engine, because there are 2-3 things more. I think another 3-4 lectures, or maybe 5, we're done. We'll be done with the compute engine. Please look into all my videos, and then you'll be done. Compute engine, you'll be master in compute engine. All right, you don't need anything to learn about more about virtual machines and all. So next we will be covering instance template, sole tenant nodes, and then instance group. Okay, and in one lecture we'll cover health checks and OS patching and all, and then I'll start another lecture on the OS level. All this CUI, command level, how to create virtual machines, how to manage virtual machines, how to create them in snapshot images, how to manage them using CLI. All those commands level. Maybe 2-3 lectures will be covering on the command level. And then we are done with the compute engine. All right. With that said, I'm done for the day. Have a nice day, guys. Please subscribe to the channel and share the videos with your friends and family, and help me to grow the channel. All right. If you like the video, please press a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching my video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.